Sobel joins us now. So after hearing what the Trump administration is saying about the Iran nuclear deal, do you think the U.S. will step back from the agreement?
I don't think so. I think they'll continue to try to negotiate around these ancillary issues, which include Iran's support for Hamas and for these other groups in the region that are really causing a lot of unrest. We'll have to see. I think Iran doesn't believe that they have to do any of that. If they abide by the letter of the agreement, they've done their job.
Let's talk about North Korea. Today, the state media came out and said they are warning about a preemptive strike against the United States and South Korea, and that the United States and South Korea would, quote, be completely destroyed in an instant. A very serious situation there. Do you think this is headed for war?
I don't think so, and that rhetoric has been coming out of North Korea for a lot of years. They don't have that capability. A lot of that is aimed at their own people half the time, but it is a very, very serious situation. Anything could trigger something, but you know, the rhetoric around who they could destroy and that sort of thing, particularly the United States, is not even on the table. South Korea, however, is in imminent danger.
But they are certainly ratcheting up.
Oh, sure.
What they are saying.
Yes, but a lot of it, Frank, we've heard from the grandfather, the father, the
they've
son.
Been saying it for years.
Yeah,
right.
It's been going on really since the Korean War. Yeah. And so don't want to overreact, but I think American officials are taking a hard look at what are the possible steps here if this ratchets up more, and that's really the key.
And when you take a look at the leader of North Korea, and people say, you know, he's not dealing with a full deck sometimes, that he's crazy. There are so many delicate balances between us and North Korea, and there's so many hot spots around the world: Syria, Afghanistan, Iran, North Korea. Do you think, though, the U.S. is leaning too much on China to pressure North Korea?
Julie, it's a great point. We're asking China to do a lot of heavy lifting here with respect to Korea. We're asking the Russians to do a lot of heavy lifting with respect to Syria, and they don't have our best interests in mind when they're looking at their geopolitical situation. They really don't.
Julie touched on some of the hot spots. They are everywhere: Syria, Afghanistan, Iran, North Korea. Now you have the situation that just happened today in Paris. The president has been in office for 91 days. He is really being tested. There was a lot of concern that he might fly off the handle, that he might do something irrational. What's your thought on how he's handled things so far?
I think he's listening to his advisors, and we want a president to do that. I think he's listening very closely to his Secretary of State, to Mattis, the head of DOD. I think, all in all, I think actually, and in the last few days, a lot of that rhetoric has actually been toned down, and I think it's sobering to get in there and get these intelligence reports every day and to see what's going on around the world. You can't control things from the Oval Office. There's a whole big world out there.
All right, Brian, as always, thanks for your perspective tonight.
My pleasure. Yep.
Appreciate it.